Welcome, guys. Welcome again. Another live and everything. So yeah, this live is just basically just another update of what positions that I have so far. Yesterday I made a live. I made a live talk about different potential setups that I have in mind, and also I have a little talk. Have a little talk, just some mindset talk, some psychology talks, all that stuff, right? So, and I just wanna, in this live, I just wanna have some more talks, right? Cause it's like I've been thinking and some things just been popping in my mind, and I just wanna let out these thoughts that I have. So why not just do it? Come live, come on here on a live, and just talk out all of my thoughts that I have, right? And even this position that you're looking at right now, this is a live position. It's GBP USD, a live position. We're in drawdown right now, right? But anyway, we let that run, you know market do what it's gonna do, right? So the thing is, what I want to talk about is like the whole process of like trading, like the trading process, the whole process from the the analyzing to the execution, and even before the analyzing and the execution, like literally like analyzing, then waiting for the edge to appear, then you execute. And I believe that from that point forward throughout the whole process, that's where your control as a trader has been cut off. That's where you have no control again in the process, in that process, right? I feel like from the execution point going forward, you can even go back to bed because there's nothing you can do. Everything you have, everything that you have done, or everything that I have done, because I'm just literally talking to myself, right? You can get value out of it, but what I'm trying to say is that everything that I have done coming up to the point of the execution, it was all me until the execution has occurred. There's nothing I can do from that point. Everything in the market is random, right? It's random. The only thing that's not random is, and the only thing that's logical, and the only thing that is predictable is me waiting for that edge, right? And another thing that I talked about even in the last live, and I just want to talk about it again because it's for me. I just want to concrete it in my whole mindset, in my whole mentality. It's just the whole analogy of these tools, the position tools, right? Because a lot of us, like, we're naturally wired to, once we place these tools, we naturally want price to be fluctuating in these green area, right? Like, from ever since, like, when I started this whole journey and thing, all I want price to do is to fluctuate in these, in the green area, in the profit area. and I would try to avoid the red area as much as possible. But then again, the thing is, the market moves binary. It's either it's going up, it's either it's going down. It's either it's a win or it's a loss. It's not one-sided. So if I'm coming in the market with the mindset of I'm trying to avoid price going in the red area, I feel like I'm being unfair to the ability that the market moves with, right? Why am I gonna be one-sided, which means I want market to just move in one price? No, the feeling that I get in this area right here, the feeling that I get in this area, which is the green area, which is the profit area, should be the same feeling I get in the red area, because this red area is no different from the green area right here, right? No, this red area is no different from the green area right here. The market, the market doesn't even know that it's in the green area, right? It's not our job as traders. I believe it's not my job as a trader. It's not my job as a money manager to be so biased on one side and want the markets to just move in that desired area that I want. The truth is, when I execute, I feel like my mindset should be anything is anything. The outcome should be anything. If it wants to be a loss, let it be a loss. If it wants to be a win, let it be a win. Right? I feel like when I'm shifting from that mindset of moving from moving from a neutral standpoint, a neutral perspective, a neutral mindset, to now me being one-sided, or I want the market to just move in that area, in that zone. That's when I feel like I'm transitioning from me being a trader to a gambler. And if you look at it, look at how gamblers move. Like, they want an outcome. They want an outcome. That's what give them the thrill. That's what give them the drive, right? The adrenaline. When and I heard even one of these modern trading traders out there, Alex G, he said something like really, really, really interesting, and I agree 100% with it. He said that when he comes into the market, he's not coming into the market from I'm trying to predict what the market is gonna do. I'm trying to predict that the market is gonna bounce off from this support area, or I'm trying to predict that the market is gonna push down from this resistance. No, I'm coming in the market from a logical standpoint. If I see the market make matches up to my criteria logically, I'm gonna take the trade. The outcome part of it, that's the market's job. I cannot control that. And if you really think about it, it will be very stressful for me to be taking over the market's job, because the market hasn't take didn't take over my job, because my job was just to look for the criteria or the edge to execute that trade, and the market didn't interfere with me doing that. So why I'm gonna interfere with something that didn't interfere with me to begin with? I execute, I wait for the criteria to play out, then I execute, and then the market do what it's supposed to do. So it's like a partnership. I'm seeing it as, it's like a partnership. I wait for the setups, I execute, I leave the outcomes to the markets. Simple. I leave the outcomes to the markets. Man, all of these things is like things that I'm thinking out in my mind, like trying to build like a mindset, trying to just have this mindset of why you being biased. Let the market play out how it want to play out. I'm not trying to be here forcing or trying to like figure out what is going, like trying to stress myself. I don't want the market to stay in this area too long. Like, I'm even thinking about it. Who am I to even think that way? Let the market do what it's gonna do. It's all random anyway at the end of the day. Even if I have the best strategy out there, the market will still operate in a random perspective. The market will still operate from a probabilist, probabilistic perspective. There's nothing I can do. The technical analysis that I do has no bearing, has no factor in the outcome of each individual trades. The technical analysis, the technical indicators only set me up into a situation where there's a high likelihood that whatever bias I have in mind, it will play out because of the edge. Let the market take care of its outcomes. Let the market take care of its outcomes. I focus on the edge. I focus on the identification of the edge and executing upon that edge. I'll let the market play out, do what it wants to do. That's its job. Take care of the outcomes. Take care of the unpredictable side of it. Let me focus on the logical side. And I feel like this is another thing that I have in mind. This is another thing I wanna talk about, which made me wanna go on live here tonight. And it's basically like having good relationship with the market. Having good relationships with the market. Let me just jot that down. Having good relationship with having good relationships with the market. Again, I'm just talking from my experience and everything. Due to me coming from a mindset of, wait, hold up. Yes, so as I was saying, that due to me coming from a mindset back then, from a gambling perspective, a gambling mindset, where I'm one-sided, I'm being selfish with the market. I'm not giving the market its power and its authority to do whatever it wants to do. I'm not giving the market its authority of taking control of its probable of its unpredictable nature, and me working with my logical side of the trading, which is waiting for the edge and executing upon it. That's logical. It's not a if or but, it's a yes or no. Is it present or not? So that's my logical side of it. But because of me coming from a different side, which was a gambling side, and the market going against me on multiple occasions, on multiple times, it kind of over time, it can't you can't I find myself having a bad relationship with the markets, or I always view the market in a threatening way. I always seeing the candles in a threatening way, right? I'm always seeing it as it's here to just take away my money. It's just here to take away my funds and everything. I'm viewing it from a negative standpoint. But when I start changing that mindset, when I start changing that belief system, and start functioning from a professional trader's mindset, and you know that the market is just doing its job. The market is function in its own unpredictability. It's function in its own randomness. You just respect how the market moves. You no longer have that bad feeling towards the market. So due to so as I was saying before, that due to me, so now me understanding and having starting to have like a different mindset now, and I'm understanding and appreciating the nature of the market now. It's like I'm start shifting my mindset and start having a good relationship with the markets. And that doesn't mean that because I have a good relationship with the market, that means that, like, when I say good relationship with the market, like, I mean like you winning every single time, or you expecting to win every single time. No, when I say good relationship with the market, is that you acknowledging the nature of the markets, and you're respecting the nature of the markets, and know that, okay, I know that you operate from randomness. I know that you operate from unpredictability. That's how you move, and I can't control that. And that's what a lot of these people just coming into in this industry trying to fight. They're trying to fight against the nature of the markets, when the market move from an unpredictable standpoint, right? The only thing that's not predictable is the edge that you possess. Is the only thing that's not predictable, the only thing that is logical every single time you come into these markets, is you waiting for that edge. That's your part. Your part isn't unpredictable. The market's part is unpredictable. So when you identify your part, and when you identify the market's part in the whole process, that's when you can start have a good relationship with the markets. That's when you can start understanding and acknowledging how it moves, and saying to yourself, okay, I entered this trade, it was a loser trade. No, I understand how you move. You're unpredictable. You move with randomness. It's random, right? You have a good relationship with the markets, and some of the time, what I start to realize is that most some people, how I know, like some how I know how some people have good relationship with the markets, are how I realize that even like some traders, even one particular trader out there, like he has like a good relationship with the market. Even if he has a bad day, like he doesn't stress it. Like he just laughs it out, because he knows that that's just how the market moves. It's just the game. That's how the game is, right? He even has like losing streaks, and sometimes he even gives names to to the losing streaks. Like he names them, gives them name, right? Having good relationship with the market, it's just a mental shift, because the thing is, it's not gonna really like do anything to the market like that, like literally, but it's just a shift in your mentality. You no longer like view the candles like in a threatening way, right? You kind of view the candles now as partners, as companions, right? You just work with them. You see them as friendly features. You see them from a positive perspective, not a negative perspective. Having like good relationship with the markets. So it's a whole thing. It's just one of those things that came on my mind tonight or a couple minutes ago, and I said, let me just talk out that thought that I have in my mind, because you might have that thought, and then a couple hours from now, you just that thought just vanishes. You don't remember. Can't remember it. But if you talk it out, it's like you're just storing it, and you're just storing it so you can watch it back later and so forth. And maybe you guys out there, I don't know who's even watching, but someone out there might even find value in whatever I'm saying and so forth. But it's just like the mindset shift, right? Mindset shift. There's nothing I can do as a trader, nothing, no technical analysis, no technical indicators can help me in giving me a direction of where the market is going to go by trade perspective. The only thing I can do is do my part in the whole process of trading, and my part is to wait for the edge to appear, see the edge, and execute on the edge. At that point, I have no control again. Now I give the power over to the markets to take care of the outcomes. And I was watching this seminar by, again, I mentioned this trading coach names in the previous lives, Mark Douglas. You know, he says that the typical trader is focused on the outcomes of trade. The professional trader is focused on the process of trading and letting the outcomes take care of themselves, right? And that's like a whole mental shift. Like when I first heard that, like, because at first when I just coming into the market, I'm trying to like fight it. I'm fighting it. I'm fighting its nature, and that's why it's so frustrating, because you're fighting against something that is moving natural. And the thing is, it's not fighting against me. That's the thing. It's moving in its natural way, but I'm trying to turn or trying to force something that is moving in its natural existence, when I can just act in my natural way. My natural way is to just wait for the edge, see the edge, execute, hand it over to the market to take care of itself, right? Now this trade right here, this position right here, this is an actual position that I'm in. We're in drawdown, and this is just another random trade, another random trade, right? And I can break it down. It's just another random outcome, another random outcome. There's nothing I can do, and even if I had the best technicals out there, when once I execute that position, there's nothing else you can do, because the market moves randomly. Everything is random, right? So I broke this down even in the last live, but this is GBP USD. We saw market is bearish. Market is bearish. We're at this lower high right here, so we're potentially looking to push down back to this support area right here, right? So the weekly is bearish. The daily also, the daily is bullish, right? Daily is bullish even in this little support area right here. The 4 hour though, the 4 hour is bearish. As you can see, the 4 hour is bearish, as we have a higher high, higher low, and then we have a shift of structure here, which you can use the head and shoulder tool, and we can see a nice shift of structure right there. So the 4 hour is bearish. So the weekly is bearish, the 4 hour is bearish, and right here we had a shift of structure on the 1 hour time frame. Let's use the head and shoulder pattern, and right here, so I had a shift head and shoulder pattern right there. So the weekly is bearish, the 4 hour is bearish, the 1 hour is bearish, and I think I entered. Let me see. Yeah, I entered right here. I entered right here 6:30 on this retest of this level right here, and then on this engulfing candle right here. We were in profits for a little bit, then we're back in drawdown. Not stressing it. This is just how the market moves. If it stopped me out, that's it. I'm not stressing it. I'm not trying to go against it. I've done my part in the process. No, I'm just letting the market do its part in the process. Right? So the same emotion that I'm feeling right now, the same emotion that I'm feeling when the market is in a drawdown, it's supposed to be the same emotion that I'm feeling when the market is in the winning side of the tool, right? The truth is, this side of the tool is no different from this side of the tool, right? The drawdown area is no different from the winning position. It's nothing is no different. It's no difference, man. It's no difference. It's no difference. I also like I feel so I'm talking to myself, I'm just talking to myself, just like take just verbalizing all my thoughts and everything. Because even this another trading mentor, another trading coach named Tom, I think his name is Tom Hugard, you know, he has a one of his mantras, like one of his saying is like the trading industry is basically the best loser wins. The best loser wins. And that's kind of contradicting, like what, how the best loser win, but it's just the best loser, the one who can manage his losses, wins the game. The ones that lose recklessly, those are the one who lose the game. So the best loser wins. All right, so the thing is, that's just it, guys. That's just what I wanted to talk about. Let's just, like, I can give a like a full recap of like these periods before on NZD CAD. We're on the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is bearish. We're at this lower high area right here. So weekly is bearish. The daily is bullish so far. The 4 hour is bearish, as we have this shift of structure right here. Shift of structure into right here. Right, so the 4 hour is bearish, so the weekly and the 4 hour is bearish. The 1 hour, let's go back on the 4 hour to see where we can trace back that 1 hour from. So let's go back down 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. Yeah, so in here, so in here, so we have this little sub structure being formed here. We have a little shift of structure right here, shift of structure pushing down. So honestly, I would be entering down here and putting stops up here, putting stops up here, and as you can see, I will get stopped out right there. All right, I'll be getting stopped out right there. So the thing is, most of the time is like the market is still accumulating like volume, still in that buy momentum, even from that daily volume right there. So sometimes it's like it's still collecting all those volumes for it to push down. And the thing is, I'm not predicting it to push down or push up, whatever. I'm just looking at the technicals, and basically based off the edge, technically it has the potential of it pushing down. All right, so can be gathering a lot of volume for it to be pushing down. All right, I don't know what happened in these markets. I don't predict what's gonna happen in these markets. I just come in here and just make a logical decision. So GBP card on the weekly time frame, we're on a monthly time frame, we're bullish. On the weekly time frame, we're coming down nicely. On the daily time frame, we have this shift of structure right here to push up. All right, shift of structure to push up right there. All right, but I want price to come down more into this little zone so I can look for buys into that area. GBP JPY, we're bearish on the weekly time frame. Daily, we're coming up nicely. We're coming up nicely on the 4 hour. Let's look back on the daily time frame. So daily time frame is where the structure is. This candle has have this big impulse. We have this impulsive push down. So on the daily time frame, I would like to see another candle, what is really retest, to come back down right here. Our volume could be so much where it just push, this one can just push down to this area right here. Our volume can be so much on the opposite bias, where volume is so much on the long side, where this candle come retest or respect this level, and we can continue like look for buys into here until we see a shift of structure to push down. And GBP odd, as we said before in the last live, uh, on the monthly time frame, on the weekly time frame, price is bullish. uh, Daily time frame, we want like a shift of structure in here for first to meet this area, or a break and retest of this area to push up. As we can see a big impulsive area pushing up, but we haven't gotten the retest there. So that's literally what we're waiting on. USD JPY on the weekly time frame, we are bullish, right? Coming down on the daily time frame, we are bearish. So we'd have to see some shift of structure in that for us to be looking for some buys. Right, the volume might looks like sell coming down, so could look could be looking for sells just the same, even though we're in this major weekly support area. Right, so that's that, guys. That's that again. This is not a game of prediction. We're not predicting here, we're just looking at and analyzing our system, right? That has the probability of it being out in our favor in the long run from a series of trade. All of these trades are just trials. All of these trades are just trials, meaning that they are just things, opportunities that present themselves that we execute upon regardless of the outcome. When the outcome plays out, we move on. When the outcome plays out, we accept the outcome and move on to the next trial. That's basically it. We're not getting emotional over these trades. We're not getting so caught up in these trades or marrying ourselves to these trades. See the opportunity, execute, accept the result, move on. Alright, that's all that we're ever meant to be. So, guys, I'll update you furthermore on 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 the next live. And look guys, we have a little quote in the description box. You know, the Bible verse, Philippians 4 verse 13. You know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So yeah, that's the little quote right there. Anything and everything can be done. So yeah, that's a mindset. Managing over like millions, billions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, right? Managing over that, and it be and it's stress free, because it's not money related, right? It's the process. It's the process.